This is a journey. Postpartum is a journey. Good morning, my loves, and welcome back to the vlog. It has been around 6 months, I'm going to say, since I have posted on YouTube, but I am back. Really kind of like got back into my wellness coaching. I've also got back into teaching Pilates. Like, so much has happened basically within the past 6 months or so, and I just kind of want to bring you along, but bring you along in snippets without kind of like really overwhelming myself. So let's go in for what I eat in a day today. I have been up since 5 with littlest babe, who's now 1 year old. So when you would have seen the vlogs and everything before, he would have been teeny tiny. Now he's 1. He turned 1 last week, which is really exciting. I've had my like apple cider vinegar and hot lemon this morning already, and also taking my supplements, so I won't be able to show you that, but I still need to do breakfast. Now, I'm not particularly like really hungry today. The weather's also really peculiar, and I feel like I am very attuned to deciding what I'm going to be having for breakfast and throughout the day when I kind of know what's going on with the weather. It looks a little bit warm at the moment, but I've just put a hoodie on because I'm freezing. So my usual thing of like oats not really hitting the spot, thing of like having like a smoothie or a smoothie bowl also not really hitting the spot. So I think I'm going to have one of my little like bars that I haven't already pre-made. Okay, so these are like the little breakfast slices that I was talking about before. And just like have them in the fridge just so I can grab something and go if I'm in a rush or if I'm feeling really hungry. We actually need to do a food shop, which I need to do today. So we are lacking in ingredients and things at the moment, but I made these yesterday. Literally, they are just oats, cacao powder. I put some flaxseed in there, some chia seeds. I think there's also some hemp powder in there and some chocolate chips and sea salt. Normally, I would absolutely flood this with peanut butter as well, but we're out of peanut butter. So, and that stopped me from having my smoothie bowl this morning because you can't have a smoothie bowl without peanut butter. It just doesn't work. So I'm going to enjoy one of these. And then I think we're going to go into, I'm going to have to try and get some almond butter or peanut butter from town this morning before we do our food shop later on, because I can't go without having any kind of nut butters without my day for like snacks and like rice cakes or anything. So we'll go do that. I need to go and get some other little bits too, but for now, so good. You good? Okay, so we've literally just got back from doing our kind of like little picky food shoppy bits that we need before we do our big one a bit later on. So we grabbed some almond milk to begin with because I love having those in matches. I don't actually think that I've mentioned, I have been drinking coffee for a couple of weeks, and let me tell you, I can absolutely tell the difference between drinking coffee and drinking matcha now. 1 minute. Sorry, we need a little bit of snack break. So yeah, I got some almond milk for my almond milk matches. So I've actually been off coffee for I was on coffee for 2 weeks, and I've decided as of yesterday I'm not drinking it anymore. I'm going back to matcha because I can honestly tell the difference. I feel so inflamed and just way more irritable when I drink coffee rather than when I drink matcha, so I need to get back onto that. Although I have just remembered that Josh bought me a can of like I think it's the Perfect Head ones. Is that what they're called? I've not actually tried it yet, so I think I'll have that one today and just, yeah, ease my way back into it. And the next thing that I got then was some hemp protein, just so I could have this as part of kind of like, whether that be yogurt bowls, smoothie bowls, smoothies, whatever that might look like. I'm really trying to transition to more kind of like cleaner powders that don't have kind of like flavorings and all the other stuff in it. I just find that they just really don't sit well with my stomach, like standard protein powders. So kind of going back to basics, which is always really good, definitely is a lot better for myself. I've got some sauerkraut, so I can have this with kind of, I love topping this on top of kind of like salads, on top of, you know, just with anything really. I just feel like it's a really good staple to have in the fridge, and I've run out as of last week. And then into Holland & Barrett's, I managed to find this coconut almond butter. So I'm going to end up getting a big peanut butter later when we do the big food shop. So I just thought for now, because I need nut butter, it's just everything that I have. And I'll say this now, and I probably won't even have anything with nut butter on it, but just know that I've got this. I really, really enjoy almond butter. One of the reasons that I don't tend to keep it in the house though is because Josh unfortunately can't stomach almonds. I don't tend to have them a lot in here, but a tiny, tiny little pot won't matter. Coconut almond butter, yum. The little man is just enjoying some blueberries. Are you feeling better after a snack? Yeah? Taste test. That's actually really good. I'll be back to making my own ones tomorrow, but for the time being, it's the spot. Okay, so it's about 11:30 now, so a bit like early for lunch if you're gonna go kind of like by society standards, but obviously I only had that small bar for breakfast and now I am feeling pretty hungry. He's getting really, really tired, so I think we're gonna have to try and put together something really, really quickly. So last night for my dinner, or our dinner, we had this, is it tabbouleh? Tabbouleh salad from M&S. I also put it with some rice. And then we also had it with some trout and some greens. What I'm thinking of doing is having some of that. I'm gonna do a chopped apple. I'm gonna do some vegan soya pieces, like vegan chicken. Cut up some cheese, pop that in there as well, and just like make a big salad for now. I think that's all I've got time for. How good does this look? Okay, so we used half that packet of what I got from M&S because I'll save the rest for Josh's dinner tonight. We've also got some kale, some vegan chicken, some rice, some apple, some cucumber, some vegan cheese, some sauerkraut, and I topped it with some lemon, and yeah, just divine. Nice and quick and just really, really filling. Now I love a sweet treat. I love a sweet treat after having a meal. I don't have anything, so I'm just gonna do the old fashioned, trying this coconut almond butter with a spoon. I felt like maybe I could do it on top of some frozen blueberries, but I'm actually not super hungry. I just feel like I just want a little taste. Oh, that is unreal. Yeah, I think on top of like fruit, smoothie bowls, porridge, toast, you name it. It's gonna be really, really tasty. Okay, so this babe has just woken up from a nap, haven't you? Had a long nap. And I was literally just thinking, oh my God, I'm so tired because I've just been knee deep in kind of like editing and getting back to like work requests and things like that. So I was gonna make myself a coffee, and I thought, no, we're not on a coffee hype at the moment. And then I was thinking about what I've eaten today, and I've hardly eaten anything. So no wonder I am lacking in energy. So instead of reaching for caffeine, we're gonna make ourselves a yogurt bowl. It's 2:30 now, and so we need to leave in half an hour so you can go get your brother from school. I mean, it's basically just a big dessert, but that's what I love to eat. I love breakfast foods. just playing together, and I've just made myself a peppermint and licorice tea. It's so frustrating. One of the things about kind of like postpartum that I'm finding, especially now that I'm kind of like weaning off of breastfeeding and obviously his meals are becoming more stable and more frequent, I am finding that kind of like my hormones are shifting again, because why wouldn't they? So I'm finding that my menstrual cycle is kind of like all over the place. I'm finding that I'm getting more gut issues than usual, so I'm really having to hone in on kind of like the real basics at the moment, which is kind of like, again, why I really wanted to film this today as well. Kind of like really just simplifying foods and just going back to the things that really nourish us from the inside out. So peppermint and licorice tea, because I've just started experiencing really severe bloating, which is just really uncomfortable. Yeah, just mentally I just don't feel great when that happens, especially when it's really hot as well. It really like feels overstimulating, all of the things. So I'm going to try and have a think about what I'm going to do for dinner tonight, because I want to keep it like nice and simple and clean. So I've got some salmon, so I'll probably do that. I think I'll just do some loads of steamed greens with it and veggies. I think we'll just call it a night. I am going to make some sweet potato brownies, because I couldn't find any of my dark chocolate that I like in the shops when I went food shopping. So that's always like a really nice thing to like come back to as well. They're really gooey, they're really kind of like still chocolatey. I can still put some like cacao powder and stuff with them. Just good for the gut whilst we're kind of going through this at the moment. My periods haven't regulated yet. We are having like 30-day cycles, 23-day cycles. The other day I had like, came on my cycle and it was there for like 2 days, and then it went, and then I came back on my cycle in 9 days. So we're going through it at the moment, but I always try and think like in this time, like it's just so important to still stay grounded and still remain grateful for all the things that I do have. I'm so lucky to have 2 healthy boys. I'm really lucky that my body is trying to kind of get to a place where it feels like it can kind of regulate itself to have a normal cycle. So all of those things I think are just really important to hone back in, because it is a journey. Postpartum is a journey. You know, any kind of female health thing is always a journey. So I think it's just always coming back to the things that you remain grateful for. Even when I first had my boys and they were still really little, and you think you're never going to get out that phase, you always end up getting out that phase and that stage. So this moment too shall pass, or whatever the saying is. So we are just staying hopeful. So tea, I'm going to pop salmon and everything in a moment, but just thought I'd give you a little update. And that's dinner. Okay, my love, if there's one thing that I know, it's that bedtime is mental for us. So it's already 7:30, so the boys should be kind of ready for bed now, which as you can tell, they're not. I still need to take my makeup off, brush my teeth, all the things. So I'm gonna round off the vlog here, but not before I finish off with, I'm gonna have this really quickly. So it's just chamomile tea in here, and also show you the sweet potato brownies that I made. How good do they look? Sorry if you can hear whirling as well. I mean, this isn't the right time really to be doing this. I've just put the dishwasher on, but they're still gooey. Interesting. What do you think? Is that nice? You like it? There we go. So yeah, I'm gonna have this, finish off with a chamomile tea, have some slow time and get ready for bed. But honestly, thank you so much guys for joining me on my first vlog back. It's been really fun getting creative again and kind of sharing our day with you. Hopefully this consistency will stay and you will see a lot more from us. So if there's anything that you want to know in particular, please do not hesitate to comment or just send me a message. I'll pop all of kind of like my other handles and everything down below. But thank you for joining us, and I'll catch up with you soon.